So sit back and enjoy, as this is Retireholics.
How much should we pay for that voiceover?
Welcome to another episode of Retireholics. We got a special episode today because welcome to the show without Chad. I really like the show without Chad because he thinks he knows everything, but he actually has a really small brain. So I hope you enjoy Show Without Chad. And when we get done, I hope you're all glad, because there's nothing better in all of the land than a show without that fucking man. Hey!
My favorite thing after our episodes without Chad is you immediately send the Three Amigos video to him, and he hates it so much.
That's great, Rogue Guy, for you to let everyone know. Every time we do one without Chad, I immediately write him in the group text like, "Oh, that was the best show ever! Oh my god, fucking awesome show, man! We were just gelling. Just the chemistry was sick." Justin, take it away and intro our guest, and let's get to it.
Sure thing. Stephen, gone are the days where I'm telling our viewers a little snippets, false, some true, about yourself. And what we've realized is they'd rather just hear straight from the horse's mouth.
Great photo. My God, I have Botox on my forehead. Goodness.
Are you interrupting my fucking intro?
That really threw me off.
Jesus Christ. Anyways, so I'm going to ask you some rapid fire questions that I need you to do your best at answering with one word. Don't think too long. Just say the first thing that comes to your head. Simple enough?
Sounds good.
Perfect. All right. Does pineapple belong on pizza? And if not, please explain why you're wrong.
Yes.
Yes. Would you rather go for a Sunday drive with Tiger Woods or take drugs with old Billy Cosby?
Probably Bill Cosby.
Jesus.
If you were arrested with no explanation, what would your friends assume you did?
Great question.
One word?
Yep.
Your best to do one word, but you can keep it short.
Probably piss someone off. So like, I'm a natural agitator. So
perfect. I thought you were going to say piss on someone when you started that.
that's another story that we have to get into later.
Well, that would piss someone off.
Yeah.
What is the proper order of making a bowl of cereal? Pour the milk or cereal first?
Cereal first.
All right, perfect.
Yeah.
And last but not least, Brett Favre or a legitimate 501c3 charity?
Brett Favre is the man. I'm a Southern Miss grad, so
This is our guy, JD.
Hey, he was acquitted. The club didn't fit. So.
I should have said allegedly there. People got in trouble for not saying that.
It's a legend. So,
anyways, ladies and gents, the co-founder of Bid Money, Mr. Stephen Daigle. Yes, I know your last name's not Dangle. I just like saying it that way.
Yeah, like Lieutenant Dangle. Right?
Yeah.
I love the Brett Favre. That was awesome. See, I did that. I jumped on the last name thing. Anyways, let's spin the wheel of ice. Get started off proper.
Oh shit! You don't have ice.
I left mine in the house.
You got to run back in.
Oh shit!
Jesus. Hey, Chad owes. We got to remember this.
Okay, I'll
You can pay up with Chad next show.
I'll run and get it. And
I'll drink
a lot.
Thanks for waiting, Justin. That was really kind of you.
All right, Brandon. Let's while they drink their Smirnoff and mine's sitting nice and cozy in the house. Let's do some headlines. Like play the headlines clip thing.
What? Oh
No.
But we were gonna stop doing that. All right.
Brandon's been doing drugs with Bill.
Headlines. First off, we have an article plan advisor titled Advisor 401k Compensation Continues to Decline. Looks like they got some of their information here from the 26th edition of the 401k Averages book. And it talks
Book of
about
Averages.
Book of Averages? No, Averages book. right? I get 401k averages book.
Book of averages.
Is it really? Wow,
Yep.
I would have got that wrong. Before I kind of dive into that, Stephen, the 401k book of averages, are you a fan of this? I mean, it definitely Venn diagrams into your world. So talk some shit about it or tell us you like it.
I didn't even know what it was, actually. So
that's talking shit.
News to me. Are
you serious?
Yeah, man. I live in a bubble, man. I live in my look. So advisors' compensation is declining. Well, I think it goes back to value that advisors are providing. It's like I think more and more and more you go up market, like what are you doing to validate what you're being paid? And then as an industry, the number one problem we're facing is everyone thinks that being the cheapest is the best thing to do, which is cutting our own legs out over and over and over again across it, realizing that the client could care less. They want service. They want someone to show up. They want someone to do it. So I think that problem has been created by our industry, and it's just being amplified to the point that sometimes I think some advisors want to work for free, like they're a charitable, 501c. It's like, hey, you're doing a good service, but you do have to make money at some point to actually stay in business and pay your bills.
I love this. I didn't even have to ask the question, and you nailed off like four topics already. No, it's great. The funny thing about it is I always kind of giggle when I read some of these articles. It says, quote, the benchmarking book also found that on average, advisor compensation declined by 1 basis point. Which I was like,
that's what I was like, I didn't know you were gonna go there. I was like, that's exactly. I saw that. I was like, wait, this is clickworthy. What are we doing, man?
That was clickbait.
That's clickbait title, right? You're like, what? 1 basis point? But and by the way, I think Shory's backed me up. I was right. No, it's the 401k average book.
I know. I just looked it up.
It's always in my head.
You guys, you're fucking with my confidence. Thought I know this shit. But by the way, ultimate downplay of all time, the fact that our guest is like has no idea what it is. It's this like little blue book that for the last fucking 2 decades was hard copy, man. And you buy it a copy and flip through it, and they've kind of pulled stats from everywhere. And now they're probably gonna be mad at me. They've moved to like a digital form of it, but it was literally like a physical book. Okay, in it says a $5 million plan averaged 1.04% in total plan cost, while a $50 million plan was only charged an average of 72 basis points. Again, Stephen, you're in this world. If I do the math on that, the difference between a $5 million plan and a $50 million plan is almost $310,000. Now, you would expect that the $50 million plan has quite a few more participants than the $5 million plan. Let's say 500 versus 50, so 450 extra participants. I've always been told that it's the small plans that are getting screwed by high fees. When I interpret that information, it makes me feel like the large plans are the ones getting fucked by fees. Any logic to what I'm saying there?
I mean, when you break it across 1,000 people and add it up and do that, and you say it sounds like it's big, and then you realize it's,
per head,
you want $200 a person per year. And you say, and this is what my argument I've always had, because I'm a big fan, ironically, of TPAs, of if they're not matching in the 401k plan, but you have no idea how to discuss. Sorry, I got a drink for that. All right.
You can continue your thought.
I don't know the result. But
you can,
to me, I mean, if all things are equal, like go at cost, but I've been in enough meetings with different businesses and advisors to realize they don't care. That's not, should you do good? Should you have a fiduciary role with it? But it also means that people need help, they need education. But I've always argued if they're not even matching and you get them to do a safe harbor, so now they're getting 4%, contributed on behalf of the employer to them, you did more to help that person than saving 10 basis points on record keeping that is so irrelevant to a person with $1,000 in their account. Like, we're talking about nickels. And so I think that's where people, it's, cost. I mean, things get compressed, CITs, but in the end of the day, I think advisors have lost. How many times do I have to drink for all these things coming up? So
you just don't say them.
Yeah, I don't.
It's called it's a collective investment trust.
Do you know the rules?
Yes, but no, I
hear you. I hear you 1,000,000%. I actually am part of that camp. I totally agree with you that this whole industry has been a bunch of wussies when it comes to representing fees. And I've said this on this show many times, that the good, confident, successful advisors actually don't flinch when it comes to discussions around cost and fees and that, and they're able to look you dead in the eye and tell you what they're worth and bill for it and what have you. But I think at the same time, what I was trying to bring up here is we still have to keep our finger on the pulse. We still need to, and I'm surely you agree with that, and everything that you've built, we want to know what costs are, what the averages are, what's the norm, what's prudent. I mean, you still think that's a fair thing to be intelligent about, right?
Oh, no, 100%. I think it can't be egregious. And the core of our system was being able to shop and compare and make sure that all of that is done efficiently. But, even knowing that, does the difference in a $45 per head and a 60 like really move the needle versus what other value
you're
advisor? And I think the funds fees fiduciary people, that's the problem. Like, that industry, I think for the last 20 years, like it changed. That's gone. I mean, are we dealing with A shares? Are we really dealing with revenue sharing that much? Like, are there
only on old legacy things that you stumble across?
And so you're fighting this battle, and it we'll probably get to this, of what actually matters to the person running the business. And I think that's what we've lost is, or even if it's a committee, it's a larger firm, what matters to the executive C-suite? And is it, 10 basis points on a fund that to go to a collective investment trust? Or is it, how do you set up a non-qual deferred compensation plan to give me as much money as possible and not pay taxes? Because that's, tax is the thing that moves the needle across any industry, and I think that's
especially for smaller plans. But I would argue as you go bigger, where the tax can become kind of less of an advantage, there's still 20 things you could line up in terms of services that are more important than fees.
But I'll even say this, like, we just had a private equity backed orthopedic clinic. They're doing about 1,000 employees. And what mattered to the 130 doctors? Well, they're making $1 million a year. Their W-2 salary.
Stephen, that sounds like a bit of an edge case versus what I was just talking about. But what I meant was when you have 1,000 people making under 100K, you're not going to go in there with a tax advantage design. But I understand your point.
But no, I still think what moves the needle is what matters to the person making the decisions. It's them, and it's how do you help them better their situation. So if they're making money, which is generally every company, the people that make decisions, help them pay less to Uncle Sam. And that's the trigger. And I think we have Mitch Haber on. I mean, he was the master 40 years ago. He said before technology, before participant portals, before all this, you had to sell on plan design. Now people get all caught up in widgets and, apps and this, and it's like we lost why you set retirement plans up in the first place, which was to let you defer money from taxes. Like, that's the only reason it exists in a much broader spectrum than what an IRA can do.
Justin and Mark, why don't you back up? Look, we can kind of wrap up this subject, but tell Stephen he's right, or tell me I'm wrong here. Most of the advisors you work with still pretty obsessed with what the fee is on that spreadsheet, or what the record keeper fee is, what the TPA fee is. I mean, be honest.
Yeah, especially for, I think, the market we work in, that's a big one, right? If our average plans are, in that $1 to $3 million range, someone, I think it was Samso had mentioned it's fun to find those plans where advisors have been asleep at the wheel and haven't been benchmarking the plan. They're charging 35 bips on, I think he had like 29 million right there. And they're completely out of touch, right, on what they should be be making. And so those advisors will see that as an opportunity and go in there and be like, hey, we can cut down your fees. I mean, that's,
Right.
let's be honest though, it's the easiest way to get into a plan sponsor's attention though too. And I don't think you can get
Is it
upset with
though?
somebody for doing that.
I mean, you're kind
Absolutely.
of countering Stephen here, because what we're saying is that that's actually not what is most important to the decision makers, is saving them some money. It's the other thing.
Well, I think
we're countering it, but we're backing up the statistics, although it's very minimal in terms of the reporting here. But there's a trend happening right now that apparently costs are going downward, right? That advisors, like we're saying, are coming in and showing cost savings instead of showing value, to say, hey, yeah, but I'm not going to come in and show you a cheaper price, but I'm going to come in and show you the 10 things that I'm going to do for you to add to your, actual benefit and the reason why we're doing this, and to show positives instead of just a dollars and cents game.
Yeah. Right. And I think they kind of utilize that or use that cost reduction as the Trojan horse to get in there and then show the value of what they actually do.
And I'm not saying anytime you can do it, but will they move a record keeper? Like, who wants to move record keepers? Like, first, like it's painful in 9 million different ways, not helped by the record keepers doing it. But like going back to it and going to fee compression, I actually have another example because Mike DeCenzo's on, but introduced to a CPA that came in the business, but he actually started leveraging plan design. That's all he dealt with these clients. He took over a $9 million plan because it was a basic safe harbor, went to new comparability, upped his fees. So the previous advisor was charging 25 bips. He went to 40 because he said, well, I just saved you $200,000 in taxes. Clients signed off in a heartbeat, took it from a JP Morgan advisor. So when you wonder why your fees are getting compressed, you're not creating value. Like, it's 100%.
I think that's fair.
But if you like, and if anybody deals with I don't even know, what is a CPA, certified professional accountant? Okay. If anyone talked to a CPA and said, how are we looking at how we charge our clients?
Then he fouls.
Yeah. But no, if we're looking at that, the way they look at it is that if I can save you $100,000 in taxes, I'm going to charge a $36,000 a year retainer. Why as an industry do we not look at the same thing and like leverage the value we're creating? Because these businesses are making $2 million in profit, 8 million revenue. I think one of the posts, like, what are they spending on healthcare? It's going up 40% every year. Like, they have a $200,000 increase. So if we're running in there telling them that a bill they don't pay that's coming across, 10 basis points coming across all these different client accounts that adds up to $5,000, and you think that matters to them to go through a 6-month plan conversion, like, man, we've missed the boat big time. Like that.
I totally agree. And I don't want to jump on the soapbox, but what I want is for Justin and Mark, I think what Steven's trying to say, and I'm backing him up a little bit, is
hold on. No.
We need to teach.
No,
listen to me for a second.
I have to come back to this. You can't let this go.
We need to teach financial advisors to man or woman the fuck up and to stop in this silly little race to the bottom. Instead, the two of you are condoning it. You're helping
I'm not
them
condoning it.
do this shit.
You asked the question if we're seeing that.
Justin,
and I said,
you're an enabler.
You're not enabling them.
You're nurturing the wrong behavior.
Hold on.
I'm not saying that's what we're leading with.
Mark,
I'm saying,
please comment, Mark, because I have no idea where you're going.
We're dealing with two very successful entrepreneurs sitting right here next to us who have very different mentalities on how they purchase and evaluate services, and
100%.
how they also operate. Again, they both have Lamborghinis in their garage and we don't, right? And the people that we're working with don't have Lamborghinis in their garage. They're trying to start in the 401k biz. They're trying to build a book of business. And yes, there are times at which you get people who come in and maybe they're not specializing in 401k and they go, you know what? I want to get my foot in the door. I'm not going to charge a lot to do it because I see value in doing a 401k plan in order to do ancillary business across the board with the executives, to meet with participants and to maybe look at some rollover opportunities and other things, right? where they're not looking at the 401k plan as the reason why they're in business or the reason why they're making money. They're trying to do it as a way to do other things as well. So it could be a loss leader for them. Like we work with a lot of folks who focus in the benefit side, who have clients that they're doing the healthcare, they're doing the other.
Everyone has a right to run their business the way they want to run it.
Oh, hold on.
Free
Time
country.
Time out. Steven, are you a magician?
Yes.
What?
How did your beer refill itself without you even moving? Did you have a second beer on tap?
He's got a bartender.
100%. Is that not part of it? You got to drink one during the course of the meeting?
No, several.
Well, you have to drink at least 6, but
for people that believe in fee compression, they probably can only handle one beer, right?
Let me get back to the real point, though, Mark. I kind of mean what I'm about to say. And again, everyone can run their business the way they want, but that advisor that you described, I think the better situation is to say, hey, how about not fucking up our industry, our 401k industry? And how about realizing that you're going to have certain roles to play with this client and a job to do? Not that hard to train you up to do a proper fiduciary review. Lots of tools out there you can purchase to support you. You've got the support of a third-party administrator, the support of record keepers. There's everything you need in this information age to actually do a decent fucking job as an advisor for that plan and charge a reasonable fee for it instead of dragging our entire industry down in this race to the bottom. How about you say that to them?
Look,
I'm not disagreeing with you by any means.
Like the saying goes, I'm going to say it wrong and personally, you can take a hippo to water, but you can't make them drink it, right? I can't force somebody to do something they don't want to do. I can't force someone to charge 1% if they only want to charge 50 basis points. What am I supposed to do there, JD? Tell them what they have to do?
Steven, I'll let you have the last word.
I mean, the last word is no, they can charge what they want. I agree with you, Mark, on a path to other products. All we deal with is generals. That's our mantra. How do you go? But it also means the number one thing that I've heard is people only care about cost when you set the plan up. Once it's set up and nobody's answering the phone, nobody's responding to an email, nobody's doing this, and you ask, would you pay $5,000 so that somebody would answer the phone every time you call? Hell yeah, yes. They would, because their payroll person that doesn't know how to upload a file, that hasn't submitted the safe harbor contributions, that doesn't know how to do this, they're like, I'm paying her $60,000 a year to figure this out. Like, I would happily pay you $5,000 to do this for me. So that's the issue now. Yeah. And if you want to fight fees, like go compete with Guideline and Vestwell, who are offering 18 months free, if you're a Gusto subscriber, and human interest and all these, it's like, man, you're going to lose that battle. Like 100%, like
now you're dragging me down another rabbit hole, because we let Samson finally say his line here with Guideline. But I honestly think, Steven, that human interest and Guideline are these venture capital backed hundreds of millions of dollars behind them. They're not profitable companies. And so when they're offering these 18 months for free, or their current fee schedules that we say are very cheap, they're also dragging down our industry. And Guideline's a perfect example because they're gone. They left. They sold to Gusto, and that was not a successful sale. So are all these companies going to survive for the long term, or are they just looking for their exit plan to make a bunch of money and kind of leave us in the rubble behind? So fuck them too.
That's it. I mean, if you look at the battle with everything, all the new plans being set up, like nobody's putting effort into design value. It's like, how fast can we set them up? Everyone's always said you pick them off.
5 minutes or less.
It doesn't mean you compete with price. Like, hey, man, if that's what you want, stay with it. You have nobody participating. They never explain anything to you. To me, that's the battle that has to be fought. And it has to be fought by people that know the industry, but it has to be fought by people that say, I value my time and my expertise, and I'll walk away from a client. That's the problem, is we have people cutting each other's legs out, providing no value, saying, well, I'm going to educate employees. No, you're not. You're not going to go meet with 1,000 employees and sit down with them and explain why they should $50 in the 401k plan. Oh, well, I provide fiduciary governance. Oh, you a 338 lineup? Like, that's not worth, and then what else are you doing? Like, I benchmark it back through the black book of 3 years of averages. I've always said this with benchmarking. I'm like, if I'm going to go buy gas, if I'm going to buy gas today, do I care what it cost, the average cost over the last 3 years? Like, no, I care what it costs today. Like, that's what matters.
Did you just diss the 401k book of averages again? Calling it the black book?
You said
I don't even know what this thing is. Is your
It
boy
rolls off
Chad,
the tongue more
does he read that book every year when it comes
Yeah,
out?
it sits by his nightstand. It's by his nightstand for sure. Well, it's like a legacy old man business in our industry that everyone respects, and Steven's just shitting on it all night. I love it. Let's move on. I didn't know we were going to spend that much time on that, but I love this. I love this. As usual, I love these shows without Chad. Okay, let's do. Did you guys see? I'd never heard of this. I'm sure Steven has it. Oh, maybe you read it. This Capitalized company. Were you aware of them?
Never.
So my good friend Mitch Haber, I heard about it through IRA Logics. So I think something they're looking at. So IRA Logic's the name of company.
Ooh, drink again.
Ooh.
Oh, it counts. It counts. Yeah. You don't make the rules here, bro.
Okay.
So you had heard about it. It looks to me that they've been doing this in other areas, and now they're kind of trying to tap into this B2B, business to business. Check soon. No. Okay.
No.
I'll drink. Approach and like bring advisors in and look at 401k type rollovers in that sense. So if I don't know this product specifically, and it's hard for me to figure it out via their website, but if they have nice, slick technology that allows advisors to support their participant clients in these plans to move to roll over money from one record keeper to an individual retirement account or what have you, that the advisor is choosing or what, and it's this slick and smooth and happens quickly and is modern day. I see that as a pretty cool business model. And I think they've got over $100 million invested in them. You support advisors, Steven. I think the rollover kind of world has always been pretty clunky. Kind of manually got to reach out, fill out some paperwork. I mean, are you a fan of? Do you know that Capitalize is what I described? And if you don't, if I described it properly, would you be a fan of it?
I think the new approach is aligning with like Manifest, which is, I sell a plan. There's 1,000 participants. I'm not going to go meet with all of them to determine that they have $5,000 in a former account. But if they have it, I would love to get that into a plan times 1,000 to increase AUM. So like 100%, I think when I look at, wait, what?
Assets under management.
Okay, but that keep talking. Right. But that's the reverse.
I have a manifesto that I build for an advisor that's in the space. Manifesto, yes, Mark. But it's simple. Like you need new plans in the front door efficiently, or you actually do charge a fee, or you can do it voluntarily and just not charge anything, and you'll get the award for top fiduciary next year, even though you're living on the street. But once you have these plans in, you're like, you should get as much money in there as possible because that's how most advisors make their money unless they're flat fee. And there's only really 3 ways to get money in. It's plan design, because the more you can get the business via profit sharing, cash balance.
Match,
yeah. Secondarily,
or auto enrollment, auto increase.
Yeah, it's like getting participants more engaged, but that's tough when you have the middle income, the Alice demographic that says, hey, I'm struggling. I got debt. I've got all this other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But the third part is, hey, I was at this job. I had a simple, I did this. And like, yeah, over time, I've got $10,000. There's not an advisor in the world that's going to go set up an IRA for a $10,000 account, an individual retirement account.
Nice.
But if this service can be tapped in like a Manifest, get the money into the plan so it's consolidated, I think 1,000% win for any advisor out there, because the back end of this is that when they get terminated or when they leave, you have to capture that on the way out. That's the 3 pillars for any advisor on here, because it's crazy to me how many 401k focused advisors do not even do IRA.
Take rollovers. Yeah, they don't do the rollovers.
And you have, or individual retirement account rollover, but like an IRA Logics, an individual retirement account. That's not even the name of the company. It's
still in it, dude.
To me, like, these are basic. Unless you don't like making money, which I know a lot of people don't, they're against it.
I hate that, dude. It's the worst.
It's really terrible. But I pulled for an advisor an account the other day, $100 million plan. There was 27 million in terminated employees sitting in the plan.
Jesus.
Nobody wants them there. The plan sponsor doesn't. Like, obviously the advisor doesn't care, but
I'm with you. I mean, that situation, it depends. But I think what you said, which is super on point, which is rollovers into the plan, which, by the way, I have honestly have never really given that a lot of thought. Some type of like organized, efficient, scalable process to get money into the plan of rollovers. Then at the same time, being cognizant of when the money's leaving. We know Ed Murphy's aware of that, and Empower are focused on those rollovers. So I know we've always been huge advisor advocates on this show, so I'd love to see them do that. I think what they need is tech to do it more efficiently, and maybe this is it. I have no idea. Maybe we'll have a spotlight of them in the future. Todd, we have a limit in the amount of words you can use in the chat bar.
A lot of words. Yes.
Okay, let's have a little fun, and let's go to our Fin Talk segment, which is really one of my favorites. Brandon?
I hope you use the one by these gals. I really do.
It's Fin Talk. It's Fin Talk. It's Fin Talk.
Are they on TikTok? I need to follow them. Or are you just talking Instagram
They have
stories?
to be. They did an Instagram post for April Fools. Yeah, it's pretty good.
Steven, this is where we just play a reel or a TikTok, and usually it's business related or 401k, or I'm changing that a little bit. But here we go. Brand, play us a few, or one, and we'll discuss. No, this one's first.
Oh God! Oh no!
When my wife saw this, she said, "Can he buy a Tesla to drive
Or a driver?"
Yeah.
And you know what this is from, right, Justin?
Yeah.
Wolf of Wall Street.
I love the part where he's driving just fine.
Yeah.
Oh, Tiger. Oh, Tiger.
It's not funny. It's not funny, but
Tiger.
It's funny. Yeah.
Well, guess he's not going to be at the Masters this year. Okay, we'll move on to another one. I didn't know that was going to be the first one.
You should never. Do you?
Yes.
No, do you really?
Do you not?
Hell no.
You've never done it?
Ever.
You never wanted to do it?
Oh, yeah, I wanted to.
Maybe you should do it.
Nah.
I think you should fucking
You're
do
bad.
it.
I can already tell you're a horrible influence.
Mark, you think Devin does that?
I was just going to say the same thing.
Devin's shameless. He just does whatever he wants. Yeah. Hey, I'll be honest.
Company Christmas party? Nah.
Tomorrow
So
we have our office is closed tomorrow. I didn't know that. I scheduled not only meetings in the morning, but I have work golf in the afternoon. I didn't realize we had an out of office day.
Our internal's supposed to put that on our calendars.
This doesn't hit as hard for us the same way it doesn't hit hard for Steven. It's like you guys playing golf is kind of part of your gig, so it's not really a call-in sick thing. But
can we go back, like, since I've been with Plan Design now 15 years almost? Can I go back like 16 years when Chad moved out here and started working for you? I would be sitting in my cubicle at my desk job doing my thing, right? And he would call me at like 12:30 on a Wednesday and be like, "Hey man, let's go play golf." And I'm like, "I'm working." He's like, "Well, so am I, but like, I'm going to go golf." And I'm like, "I can't just leave and go golf." He's like, "Yeah, you can. Meet me in like an hour." So I would literally pull the whole, "I'm not feeling good. I'm gonna go home for the day" kind of thing. Yeah. So Chad was a terrible influence. Oh, I've done it.
Steven, I'll tell you that right today. No lie. two of my sales team, and my sales team is only 6 people. One was at Torrey Pines, and the other one I called to ask him something, and I said, "Was that like a wedge I just heard?" And he goes, "Yep, my 60 degree." So Chad was hitting golf balls, and Devin was at Torrey Pines.
Well, it's a little different for Chad since he has it in his house.
Wait, so when you sell on service, but I'm not getting responses for 2 weeks, this is what's happening?
Yeah, well, these guys aren't answering.
Is this white glove? Is this the white glove?
I never
put
said
on the
that
white
was
glove to
white
golf.
Most golf clubs are white. Yeah.
Yeah, straight up.
Hey, we've got you. We've got you. I know there's urgency.
I had planned to go with the business ones first and the funny ones second, but Brandon's going a different route. I like it. All right, play us another one, Brandon. Steven, you're not writing emails with Chat GPT, are you? I'll drink.
No. Oh man. So
Are you using it in any way, like for work stuff?
we, not Chat GPT. I mean, we've looked at integrating, I would say the Chat GPT is what is it?
Yep.
What does that even stand for? I don't even know.
Something.
Yeah,
Chat-
something. It's
Brandon
it's 3 letters, dude.
Yeah.
Let us know.
Okay. So anything.
I love how Steven says the penalty and then he says it again.
Making sure, just verifying.
Or he says the actual word and then says the acronym right after.
Whoever started it asked about Louisiana. Drinking is a way of passage from the time of 5 all the way through life in Louisiana. But
God bless you. God
anyways,
bless
yes.
you. Artificial intelligence in your business model. Using a little bit?
There's applications. I laugh. I said, we're still sending, PDF documents unfilled out to set up plan. PDF is
you said it again.
What does it stand for? Is there other things?
Yeah, I think it's document format or something. Go on.
Gross. Yep. Okay. But yeah, it's pretty hard to discuss AI when your industry is oh my goodness. Like it's very difficult, but
well, what about this?
The number
Can I ask you?
Challenge that we've seen and where we've looked at artificial intelligence replaces advisors at some point have to talk to somebody. And Mitch Haber and I have discussed this. Your job is to meet new people every day. And as an industry, somehow we've forgotten, and maybe because people came up in a service role, a customer relationship role, you have to call and introduce ideas to people and be afraid to be told no. I'm not interested, but it's been insane to me to see that people that are very high up, plan specialists, Napa, that when was the last time you added a new client? Napa's one? Golly.
Jesus.
Double, man.
Association of Plan Advisors. Well, let me ask you this then, less on the artificial intelligence kind of customer service vibe, but are you familiar with vibe coding and the stuff that Claude's doing? Because I'm imagining you've worked with a lot of people to build software as a service for you and kind of customize that approach. That whole world is changing in a big way.
And vibe coding is unbelievable in getting you a proof of concept template. The challenge where people are going to get in a lot of trouble.
It's going to have bugs and stuff.
Artificial intelligence, it's wrong when you're getting into very specific things. And what I've explained is that there's subjective, where think of most of our lives, it's your opinion. That's what we like us. People listen to this because your opinion goes one way or the other. It's politics, it's this. But then there's the fact and the subjective, where what does AI do to do that? Because when you get into plan design, artificial intelligence, sorry. But no, when you get into this, you're like, what is a safe harbor match? Do you need AI to tell you that it's what a safe harbor match is? Do you need artificial intelligence to tell you what a pro-rata profit sharing is? So that's where I think
I would challenge you. I would challenge you to say that first of all, a lot of the products, and obviously I'm biased on this, but a lot of the products that are being built are kind of artificial intelligence, built into code. And so it's kind of like a modern day version of software. And how much artificial intelligence you're infusing into is really up to the developer or the creator. But artificial intelligence as like a real kind of machine learning, it understands a question, can be a really valuable part of that ecosystem, to where, to your question, is our whole job every day, to your kind of funny point there, is to explain to advisors and people what a safe harbor is, what a safe harbor match is, why it's 100% vested, what you could do to add on a profit sharing and what that means. And I believe that artificial intelligence is very well suited to answer a lot of those questions, sometimes better than a human being, because even Fred Reich can only hold so much in his brain. And that's not true with artificial intelligence.
Well, no, and I agree. When you look at, and I would segment our industry into two spaces, like the specialist, who are predominantly who's on here and who you talk to and who goes to Napa, which is what, 10,000 advisors?
2,000, I think.
Yeah.
It goes to, sorry, are part of the membership. Yeah, probably.
Yeah, but out of 330,000 financial advisors that have a license to go out and solicit business. And when you look at these larger broker dealers, registered investment advisors, all the other Mark, I'm getting there.
Nice.
The generalists are really where the path is, because they have relationships. They just don't know what to do. And
I think this is a great time for them to be able to.
It's an unbelievable time, because you have state mandates, you have Secure 2.0
credits.
Where do you find wealth? Small businesses. That's who has money, like the doctor, the plumber, the construction person. Where do you sell life insurance on key man, buy, sell, like all of this stuff? And
it's not even just everyone mentions the doctors and the attorneys and all this stuff. It's also the guy here in Texas, 2 miles down the street from me, that's got a warehouse that's building widgets, and he's got 20 employees. That guy's doing a lot better than you fucking realize.
I have the greatest story, a home builder building spec homes, like D.R. Horton type, Meritage.
That's one.
Yeah, 400 homes a year. Cranking. Wait, D.R. Horton is?
Why does he repeat it every time?
I'm so confused by this whole thing, but now I'm going to tequila. But
you'd say Dr. Horton.
Anyway, yeah, Dr. Horton.
Brandon, clip that, please. That replaces JD's vodka comment.
Here, I'm adding up too.
But the greatest example of this, JD, like a 42-year-old semi-pro hockey player starts building houses, making money, doesn't care anything about the 401k, trying to build, doing this, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, he sells the company for $80 million.
Jesus. Yeah. Wow.
Isn't that the dream of a wealth manager? But if you never had a relationship with him, how would you ever get that money? Well, how do you get a relationship?
I mean, you gave like a great win case of like this huge moment, but I would argue that there's actually like a book written about this. It's called like the Silent Millionaires or something like this, where it's like all these small businesses across the country where the owner or partnership are just doing really well. And I don't mean an $80 million payout, but I mean, these guys are making $800,000 a year. They're clipping it every year. Not a problem. It's a great business, and they need people to help them. Anyway, I totally agree.
I'm just surprised Justin ever told us he sold his business for $80 million.
Yeah.
It wasn't
semi-pro hockey player.
I didn't tell JD about that yet, Mark. Thanks for throwing it out there.
But no, I think the big path as an industry we have to change is that 401k has been looked. Is there an acronym for 401k? It's been looked down. It's been looked down on because it doesn't produce a lot of revenue to the firms that manage it. The
comparatively speaking to the
to wealth and insurance.
Yeah, right.
The second they realize that this is the path to wealth, to insurance, the whole game changes, because we have partnerships with independent marketing organizations insurance marketing organizations, sorry, where the path is trying to do life insurance, annuities, but they don't know how to sell a 401k plan. And I think that's where the industry, we need to change and be like, we're the gateway. Like, we are really the gateway to help target these 6 million small businesses that, between state mandates or tax credits or just they're making money and they don't want to pay the government, and we can help them get there. And there's no infrastructure to support it. None. Even with what Guideline, Vestwell have done, we still have 5 million businesses, and every day there's probably, 300,000 setting up and doing this. To me, as an industry, we spend too much time beating each other up and not focusing on how do we go support this? How do we make enough? Because all I've ever heard from specialists is there's not enough money in startups.
Right.
Well, do other things. Like, they need it. They want to.
I would argue that's because we've been, and by the way, I was just trying to break up the ice in my cup so I could put it into my vodka. I was putting there. I was doing it with a flathead screwdriver because I'm in the garage. I would argue that these small businesses would actually be willing to pay a flat fee of $5,000 or $7,500 or even $10,000 if sold properly. I think we're just so obsessed with the 50 basis points on a startup, which is ridiculous. The whole industry should shift and I think the clients would be happy to stroke a check for, whatever.
Flat fee, the CPA I mentioned, any startup, $5,000 commercial painter, but he's saved him $100,000 in taxes. Why would he care about paying $5,000 to set a plan up?
I pay my business certified public accountant probably $9,000 to $10,000 a year. I think just because he handholds me, he does certain things. I trust him. I like his way of doing business. I could get it for a third or more than that, less than that. But I think that we should really shift that as an industry on these startups, since that's going to be the new landscape. Here's a funny thing. I'm totally okay with the two Plantonis winning a lot of this business, and I want to support them and kind of level them up a little bit. But it would be nice to see the kind of experts or the, very capable advisors getting down in that small space and we help them do it by saying it's okay to just charge the fee. Let's move on. This is a good show because you guys are taking my subjects like too deep, which is great. I'll just have to kick some out in the end. Let's go to, there was an article from, I think it was 401k Specialist about how Gen Z and millennials, Brandon, were looking at, life differently. And I wanted to talk about entrepreneurship. Americans rethink advice, success, and the modern American dream. A new survey suggests that Americans are rethinking how they get their advice, how parents provide financial support to adult children. I'm an example in this one, sort of, kind of, and even what financial success looks like. According to 2026 Wells Fargo Money Study, there's been a shift towards entrepreneurship as a form of control and independence. So I want to ask you, Stephen, you're an entrepreneur. Is this a gig for everybody? Like, is this what Gen Z should be doing to
Zero. It is
right?
it is. Look, unless you were maybe handed something by your parents.
Ooh, he just took a huge stab at me.
I'm sorry.
Huge fucking stab at me. Nepo.
I think we need. I saw you say it. We need like a Nepo group, like the K for the 401k Nepo, like there. But anyway, sorry.
Are there plenty of my peers, my brothers and
sisters? There's
like
a lot. There's a lot. Yeah. They hold themselves out as self-appointed Gary V's. But anyways,
I mean, hey, Daddy handed me the keys of the car. What do you want me to do? Go on, keep going.
I'm not mad at it. I'm jealous. So.
Entrepreneurship for the young people in this world, is this their way to financial security?
If they were built to go through failure, then yes, but it's the path is not easy. I think so many people in startups think that somebody writes you a $10 million check and says, hey, I hope you don't lose my money. Good luck. It's not the reality of it. It's like anybody that's changed anything, you really like the Elon Musk, almost losing everything multiple times. Like, that's the reality. That is the reality. And you never go into entrepreneurship on money. You go into it because probably you're on the spectrum a little bit, which my wife says I have. But and then part two, you just feel like there's a problem that needs to be solved, and you obsess over fixing the problem. And people charge it where they think, oh, this is cool, this is fun, this is this. And then the second it gets tough, like they quit, and so
I would back you up to say, even though I took over the family business, so I didn't have to like build it from the ground up. I think they see this on TikTok, they see this on Instagram, they see this kind of glorious life, and what they don't see is like the anxiety and the stress that comes along with it.
So I'll just say one thing that I think the generation difference of entrepreneurship has shifted to like people thinking becoming an influencer is an entrepreneurship, right? And that just like becoming a professional athlete, it's the 1% club, right? That has become a lot of people's aspirations and goals because it seems easy. Like, oh, I live on the internet. I can just become someone on the internet. And I'm going to post every day and follow all these things, but they're literally making no money. And it is not a career path, right? And so I think it's just this idea of starting a business is like, it's not what it used to be, right? Where you would invest blood, sweat, and tears in creating something. They're creating, but it's content and it's not valuable and it's redundant and it's not worth anything. And if I was a parent, no offense, I have 2 kids. I mean, I'm getting there. My daughter's 12 now. If they think that that's going to be their lifestyle, great. Figure it out. And I'm not going to support that. But if you have other ideas or you can write a business plan and you want to do something that's meaningful, I'm all ears for that. But I am not into this whole.
Let's go to the
travel. Yeah.
Let's go to the other side of the coin and talk about the positives a little bit, because there is something like really great about being your own boss, running your own thing. And there are definitely those days and those times when you're like, yeah, I don't really have to answer to anybody and I can kind of do things the way I want to do things. And you have flexibility and choice, right? And how you want to do things and what you want to do. So here, but even as I'm saying that, the true honest entrepreneur in me is saying, but I want to share with all those young people out there. But bro, some days I sit and think like, wouldn't it be nice if like a paycheck just came to me every month? Like I didn't have to worry about all the inner workings of it all and how it all worked. And my payroll, I'm just a 30 plus person company and I have a big fucking nut to hit every 2 weeks. Like it's insane, it's
a walnut or a pistachio?
Sorry, Steven.
I think that's the thing to kind of go to Steven's point earlier too, and to piggyback off yours, like how few and far in between are those days where it's like, oh, I don't have anything going on, or I can go do this because I'm the boss. Like the newer generations, I don't think they see that. They don't see the blood, sweat, and tears and the stress that goes into it, and they're not built for. I can't remember what word you said, Steven, but they're not built for those tough times.
No, it's like you watch somebody win the Super Bowl, and you're like, man, that would be awesome, and you don't see the 20 years that they put into getting there. And it wasn't, oh yeah, I just showed up one day, it was good. It was like, man, there's misery before there's success. To the point.
What else you don't see, Steven, is you don't see the fucking 10,000 of them that failed.
No, like, I mean, or the people that were alongside of you that gave up, like that's the other side, is that there's a path in entrepreneurship that even people that you thought were aligned with you couldn't handle it, or they didn't see it. And, even people in your family that's just saying like, what the hell are you doing? Go get a job. And
go get a job.
From day one, I started with Primerica out of college because I know where, like, everyone gets into Primerica. I didn't know that at the time. And I'm 21 years old trying to figure out what to do and like knocking on doors and calling my friends with like no base salary. And like a million people are like, you're going to fail. You're going to fail. You're going to fail. You're going to fail. And you've just got to have this different level of like, one, like, I'm not going to let anybody be right. So I'm going to prove them wrong. But then two, like, through everything that goes on, you have to go home and be like, yeah, I'm not going to quit, And so, yeah, there's different circumstances, there's different things, but like you said, JD, in the end, it's the greatest thing you can ever experience if you go through that process. But I've seen other people raise a lot of capital, get pumped a lot of money that haven't gone through it, and they failed later, like they never had the right foundation. So it isn't, you go through stuff, you lose friends, you lose family, you lose teammates on the path to, do I believe in this enough to keep going versus yes, like you said, go take a check.
I felt the same way. Like
Go be a
my
DCI, go be a DCI wholesaler. Like that's
Frank. I'm pretty sure you said that twice. I feel your Primerica story
DCIO is an acronym.
The same way I felt when I came in to take over my daddy's company on the first day. They told me I was going to run the company someday soon, and they showed me my corner office, and it had some old shabby wood desk in it, and I was like, "What the fuck?
Wait,
if I'm going to start working here, can I at least get a nice desk in my corner office for this job?"
You kept that wood desk, buddy. Don't
was this the foundation of Billy Madison? Are you him?
Yes. Yes.
There's something important I was supposed to do today.
You went back to grade school to prove that you were capable?
No, to prove that he's not a fool.
Actually, I didn't even have to prove anything. They just said, "Go ahead, you're good. You graduate." Let's do a little bid money, can we? I hear people calling it bid money. You have grown this baby pretty good. You do several things. I wasn't even fully aware. I just thought of you as this kind of like record keeper comparison tool. When I say kind of, I mean, like, I understood it to be a very robust. That's a very difficult build, by the way. As you know, there's so many nuances between share classes and product types, and are they going to have the fixed or a proprietary target date? I'm telling you what you already know. Like, the amount of moving pieces in that shit is just next level. But you don't just do the record keeping comparison thing. You've got like a compliance illustration, like a design illustration arm. You've got my whole sales team, thanks to some of your record keeper partners, is using some of your 5,500 tactics. You kind of reverse search on businesses that don't have a plan, reverse advisor searches. So you've clearly kind of built this thing out. Are you crushing it right now? And it's been a long time. And so just give us an update on how fucking much you're crushing it, and then tell us about what it actually is, like what I missed.
Yeah, I mean, we're doing well. Like the partners that we have, the large firms, we've always been a big firm solution, not a individual advisor solution. And we said we have to solve this from the broker dealer down.
Broker dealers, national aggregators,
which I would say captive, where the revenue is there. The problem when you get in the independent space is there's no margin, but still need an interest. But to us, we laid out very simply, like, what's the sales cycle of an advisor? And it's identifying a prospect and having information on them, because how many times do you get a prospect and they have no idea? And you're just like, oh, is this crap? It's like, oh, I need to set up a 401k, but they don't make any money and they've got 3 employees and they don't know if they're going to stay in business. And you're like, why did you bring them to me? So I think identifying profitable small businesses, it was step 1. I think step 2 was plan design. And we love TPAs. We love the story, but taking 2 weeks to get an illustration back. I mean, JD.
God bless you.
Wait, is JD? Is JD an acronym?
No,
it's
you
the
said
one.
Third-party administrator.
Is it John David?
It's James Douglas, but it's the one freebie on the show.
Okay, it is. Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it was plan design, but then you have, the secure tax credits, you've got all the variability, and saying,
I love this. You're giving us this kind of ecosystem, this assembly line.
Yeah, it's simple. I identified a prospect and I know what they're not doing, whether they're a startup or whether they're only doing a safe harbor. Well, my angle in is where can I fix it, which is plan design. Then I'm getting into, well, what providers can do this for me and at what cost, which needs to include the TPA portion. Everybody failed that. Sorry, third-party administrator. record keepers are involved, but you also have, the 338 portion. And as you mentioned, there's revenue sharing and there's discounted funds and, from in a million different ways that record keepers.
So many different ways
Right. They price things. And so how do you create consistency? Because that advisor doesn't know. But then let's discuss the biggest problem. The client says yes, and I have to set this thing up. That's the nightmare. Like paperwork from 5 different parties.
Have you guys built something in that part of the ecosystem?
Everything. And so we've automated the entire thing where TPA, third party administrator, record keeper, 338, advisor, even 316, it's like even getting into collective investment trust. If you need, agreement signed or managed accounts, that needs to be signed by the client, fees paid, documents collected. Now getting into the last mile, which is, you guys know, you sell a plan with a record keeper, you have to go load all this data in manually to their systems. And it's like, why? Why can't that be automated? Like this is where
I didn't know you went that far. That's really interesting. Because that for sure is a pain point.
No, and that's the big path. But then the biggest path is crossing into other lines of business outside of us that makes sense to the small business owner. Like
convergence.
We're already collecting the census. We're already gathering. If you do a cash balance, you need W-2s, you need tax returns, you need this. You have everything you need to evaluate cash management, healthcare, commercial insurance.
So when you say you or we, is this the advisor using your product? You're trying to create a pathway for them to make additional revenue, or are you talking about your firm?
That's what we're building. So we've built the infrastructure to really work to try to solve the inefficiency in 401k start to finish for the generalist advisor, but for the larger broker-dealer firms. The next phase is how do we integrate these solutions that these small businesses need? They want to go to one person they trust. And the thing that we've evaluated is, JD, if I came and saved you $100,000 in taxes, do you think you would trust me to bring other ideas to you?
1,000,000%, of course.
100%. So that's how I operate. Bring me value. So now if you want to sell me healthcare, sell me life insurance, do any of these other things that are way more profitable. Yes. And you just freed the money up to do it because and that's the anchor, via a partnership.
So can I ask, am I housing as an advisor? Am I housing my plans on your tech, like ongoing in some fashion?
So we focused on the front end, like how do you get them in? And yes, based
so
on
all that one-time data, not some ongoing flow of data.
No,
just at that point,
we still have it, but we've never wanted to be a practice management system. We were not an RPAG, or we were not.
Yeah. You got to drink for that too. Retirement Plan Advisory Group.
Oh man, that. So no, it was think about the market we're targeting as the generalist. There is no plans to manage. There's nothing there. And if you look at
2 Plan Tonys, 3 Plan Anthonys.
But if you look at firms like an LPL,
Linsco Private Ledger, Linsco Private Ledger.
Okay. But yeah,
this is a record. This is record breaking. I love this.
32,000 advisors, and maybe there's 10,000 that have sold a plan. So you have a 22,000 advisor opportunity that if you can just get them to be 2 Plan Tonys, that's 44,000 plans plus,
Agreed. I'm just doing what I really, because I'm curious. I live, breathe, and sleep this industry. I'm trying to figure out your business model in the sense that because you've been very entrepreneurial in that you've built this entire ecosystem. So now I'm at the point where my brain's trying to figure out how you monetize this, and so I'm trying to figure out are you just building this beautiful fucking technology where an advisor can really make the most of this one-time relationship where they bring on this plan? Because as you just told me, you're not an ongoing, solution where I'm going to house all my clients. So I'm an advisor. I find this nice, juicy $25 million plan. It's got, 500 participants. I'm going to use your system because I'm aware of it now. I'm a member, and I can get in there and do some design work. I can get some proposals done. I can close this plan and then set it up easily on your things. And then you're going to come to me and say, hey, look at all these opportunities you have to sell this stuff. So then how do you get paid? The vendors that offer those solutions to me are going to like cut you a revenue share or something like that. I'm just guessing.
So we're a SaaS solution. So broker dealers.
That's software as a service.
All right. Well, there we go. But yeah, so you think I've all these advisors, I have no oversight. How do I manage, but also make sure they sell what I want them to sell? I make it easy. I put them into what technology should do, which is not all this randomness that's out there. Now, in that
you funnel it down for them to your partners.
Say, hey, I've got these 10 record keepers. I have these 5 preferred TPAs, third-party administrators. I have, I'm going to be the corporate 338. I have all of my paperwork. I have all this. And now I'm going to go send them out. So think of Shopify for the 401k.
Yeah, you have your marketplace. It's your marketplace.
It's built and customized.
I'm okay with that.
For the person. So you take a broker dealer and they say, these are our preferred partners. This is what we want to build. This is what we want to solve for. But you also take partners like what you guys are participating in with Capital Group that says, hey, we want to empower our third-party administrator partners to go target more of these generalists and drive more business back. How do we create efficiency? So what I've always said is that guideline, human interest, solve for, we made it easy. What they suck at is making it a good product and valuable in this. So why not, as an industry, work together to say, let's make the same efficiency, but create actual value with a TP, third-party administrator integrated.
Nice, check swing.
Yes.
No, check swing, check swing.
With legitimate record keeper partners that'll answer the phone. Well, now, because that's, people want easy, but JD, we can say as an industry, it's not an easy, efficient process right now versus what a guideline can do.
First of all, you never answered my question in terms of how you're getting paid. But secondly, I'm totally okay with the marketplace thing. You mentioned like 10 record keepers. I think you're just throwing a number out there. I see no problem in a kind of curated marketplace where me and his advisor can go and do all of the things in my assembly line or my ecosystem. And I love the technology. I love the way it works. It's efficient for me. It's scalable for me. And so if I'm only choosing from 10 record keepers and a certain amount of these other kind of convergence products, that you want, I have zero issue with that. I think if it works and we're providing the right service to the clients, I think that's great. What I guess I just want you to tell me is, if you're okay with it, is that, so then those companies feel like it's valuable for them to be on your product in your marketplace, and they pay you for that.
No. So the firms that are doing it, so the broker dealer firm, so we have a partnership with Morgan Stanley. They are doing it so that they can empower their advisors to go out there and do it.
They'll make money.
Asset Mark that wants to go out and support the 10,000 advisors they service, so they're paying for licenses to give out to advisors to drive more business back. So that's
straight license, just giving them seats.
Yeah, licensing per advisor to say this creates value, it creates automation. And is there enough value that the advisor is willing to use this to do business? That's the model. We're not a TPA. We're not a record keeper. We're not a 316.
Let him have text.
So, but no, I mean, it doesn't mean there's not pass out, but it's why, obviously, we want to align with third-party administrators to say, yes, there's a service element needed to support this. All of these firms get so wrapped up in record keepers, they don't think, well, the third-party administrators, who's going to support the generalist advisors across our firm? But it's a very disorganized industry. Like there's been attempts at, aggregation and purchase
I've seen some of those. I don't want to be part of the Viore group. I made up that name. That's a sportswear company.
It has not worked out well. There's not a lot of, consistency or. So no, it really is that. It's, being able to, create automations, sell to the firms that are looking to do that and have an initiative to grow in the space.
Good for you. And I am a huge fan of like technology. I think our industry has always been such a big industry in terms of the amount of money we deal with. You know, the companies we're working with, Fidelity, Vanguard, BlackRock, et cetera. You would think that our technology would be like pretty cutting edge. And we've talked about this many times on the show that it's not. You know, it's pretty like 15 years ago. And so anytime I'm seeing stuff that is more next gen and forward, I think that's great for us. So God bless you and kudos to that. Let's do one more fun thing before we leave. It's everybody's favorite segment. It's what we do here, Stephen, is no, it's not
I've
what
been
you
missing
think.
this.
It's not what you think.
No? Damn it.
No. What we do, this is all about me here, Justin. I was in California and I bought a ranch in Texas. I still got my place back there in Cali. I head back in about a month, but we like to update the community on how life has been out here in Texas. We call this Tales from Texas.
Howdy, y'all. Welcome to Tales from Texas. Let's hear all about my adventures.
Steven, you didn't even look at my cool little graphic. What the fuck? Play it again, Brandon. He didn't even look at it.
Howdy, y'all. Welcome to Tales from Texas. Let's hear all about my adventures.
I want this old wood desk. Bring me something
I just
new.
noticed you have a beanie under your cowboy hat.
Yeah. Well, it transforms from a beanie to a cowboy hat. Did y'all know that when you live out here in Texas, scorpion stings hurt like a motherfucker?
Yes.
This has been Tales from Texas with JD.
Wait, hold on. Did you get stung?
God damn it, I did.
You did?
Why did you not
yeah.
tell us about this?
Yeah.
Oh, fucking 3 hours of immense pain.
Where?
Oh.
Where did you get stung
On
at?
my finger. I've been working all day out on the land with my gloves on.
Yeah?
I was done. Took my gloves off, and then I was driving the Can-Am back, and there was this big piece of wood right in the thing that I wanted to move, and I grabbed it from the bottom and bap, and then I looked down, the little fucker's little tails fucking curving up, and I'm like, oh shit, that fucking hurt. Ouch. Damn it. Got in the Can-Am, drove back to the house. 5 minutes later, I'm fucking like, holy shit.
Is
This
it like
is
stingray
hurting.
pulsating pain? What's it like?
Just a constant fucking pain, man. And I went on Google Gemini. I'm like, how long is this going to hurt for? And it's like a couple hours and then a couple days. So, yeah, in Texas, watch out for those scorpions.
Did this happen while you were by yourself?
No, Tracy was with me. But you ready for the funny thing? Since then, I have found some little scorpions in the house. From time they do this, they get into your house in Texas. And now here's the problem. I have post-traumatic stress disorder. So every little lint ball I see in a corner, every little shadow on a towel on the floor or whatever, I'm seeing fucking scorpions. Like they're
Can
everywhere.
they find a hole to go through, or can they like get flat and get under shit?
Bro, they fall out of your light fixtures.
That's
and
what
shit.
Tristan was saying. Yeah. So wait, hold on. Was this scorpion like a big guy, or was he like what was he? The one of
No,
those big
they're
black
they're
ones, or
small,
was-
and apparently much like rattlesnakes, the small ones can fuck you up worse because they don't know how to
'Cause
hold
they're-
back their
yeah.
venom.
Right.
So,
Kush
like
says,
flies
let's
and
get-
shit, you got the salt gun. Do you have something equivalent to fuck those guys up?
I got the spray that kills them. I hadn't anticipated all these questions. I love this. Kush,
Yeah.
I have a 308 rifle now, Kush, just so you know. I got a 9mm pistol. That was last time's show. You can shoot guns on your property here in Texas. Justin, I squirt them with this thing that kills them, and it's a mess to clean up because I first tried to like just kind of man them, like fuck them up with a hard object or something. They're like armor. They're like, have you ever tried to kill a tick where you try to like,
Yeah.
You gotta cut it in half.
scorpions like big ticks. You can't fucking kill them. Like you got to spray them or burn them or fucking, nuclear bomb them to get rid of them. Okay, everyone, this has been another episode of Retireholics. Steven, I appreciate you being a guest on the show. It's long overdue. you have a lot of fans in this industry, and you keep doing you. And I know you're strong-willed with all this. Like, even when some asshole like me is trying to press you on fees or revenue, you know that as entrepreneurs, you build what you build. Yes, Mark.
Can I just say two things? One, Steven, you absolutely shattered
limits.
Shattered the record for Acrisons of all time, for sure.
You're the champ now. You're the champ.
Do I get a belt?
You get a belt. We're going to give you a belt. All right.
We'll give you a belt.
Yeah. Number two is you have also set the record for most speaking time of any guest by far.
Yeah.
Like you
In a good way. In a good way.
Yeah. No. That's actually a positive. The positive from all of this. Yeah.
That's probably
another good reason
that's
Chad's
probably
not
the
here. He wouldn't have let you.
The opinionated comments, is that where those came from? So
No, it was great. It was possible.
No, it was actually a good
That's a
thing
good
because
point.
most of the time, JD doesn't let our guests speak. And this time you just went and he let you speak. And that was a big deal.
Well, see, you want to know the kicker. He was introduced to what an alpha is tonight. So
yes.
Okay, here we go.
Yes.
Now that all just came right back down there.
Yeah.
Sounds like toxic masculinity.
Can we bring this back to All About Me? First of all, okay, have you noticed how better I've been in 2026? Everyone in the chat bar, and being a more hospitable host, like letting the guests talk. And then I'd also want to let the alpha know that once this soft hand pussy surfer from California moved to Texas 3 months ago, I'm slowly becoming a man, people. I'm getting fucking hard. It's happening, dude. Texas is changing me. Steven, thank you so much for being our guest tonight on the show. Thank you for everything that you're doing in the industry. I mean this from the bottom of my heart, like continued success. Get out there and crush it. We'd love to have you back sometime. Thank you to everyone that tuned in tonight and everyone who's watching recorded version on YouTube, on X, on LinkedIn, on whatever. Love that you're here. Appreciate you. And Silent J and Mark, you guys are awesome. Super stoked to do another one of these with you as the Three Musketeers without Chad, because goodbye from the show. The show without Chad. I really like the show without Chad because he thinks he knows everything, but he actually has a small brain. So I hope you enjoyed the show without Chad because he's a fucking dipshit. All right, everyone. We are the Retireholics.
You're going to give him a complex.
The industry one beer at a time. We will see you next time with Scott Colangelo of Prime Capital. And we're actually going to do a special pre-National Association of Plan Advisors conference deal on guaranteed income accounts. Check out.
Are we going to that? Did we get invited?
No, fuck those guys. Check out Scott Colangelo. Is LinkedIn. He's got a really high produced video out there right now. He kind of like does the A, B's, and C's. No, that's not a drink. And that's what we'll be kind of converting into a show in 2 weeks. So special episode of Retireholics. Next Tuesday at 10 a.m. Pacific is Devin Wendell's 401k Expedition webinar. So if you haven't signed up for that, please do. It's at www.plandesign.com. I'll drink /401k -exp for 401k Expedition. And that'll be our final one of the first 5. And then we'll go into another 5-part series. Sorry, Stephen, for the plugs. This is what I got to do. And we are the Retireholics, changing the retirement plan industry one beer at a time. Toodaloos, everyone. See you next time.